Hi, and welcome or welcome back to the Switch Show. So, this is a continuation of the last episode. We are building a thought. We started up, excuse me, acid reflux. Sorry, let me drink some water. If you hear gulping, I apologize. Okay, so I started off a discourse on the subject of the conversation, on the subject of identity, and I believe I left all of us with a forward quote or catchphrase, if you want to, that forward, our identity is eternal. Maybe someone listened to I hope I didn't hit the mic. Maybe someone listened to the last episode and said, well, that does not make any sense. Okay. You most likely are right. And maybe someone listened to it and said, what is the basis of your hypothesis or your conclusion? How dare you make such a daring statement, almost definitive, that our identity is eternal? Sorry. Yeah. My response to that would be, I'm basing it off of scripture. So if you're listening for the first time, hi, I'm Maliseh Chinonye. I'm the host of the Switch Show. This podcast is meant to be the intersection between faith and culture. However, much of what you will hear is grounded in scripture, or at least my understanding of it as I'm growing and learning in this journey of life. As someone in his 20s, I'm sharing my thoughts. I've been doing so now since I've been sharing my thoughts on this podcast since I was a teenager. And so into my 20s, and hopefully even in my 30s, I hope to still be doing this. And I hope that you find some form of solace in the words I speak. And I hope that you find some form of clarity, or you become curious. You know, I don't aim to be the answer to all of your questions. Maybe I want to even be the questions to your answer. So you have an answer, but then more questions arise. Because they say that curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. Sometimes the cat doesn't come back, and sometimes satisfaction doesn't do anything. But I'm such a fan of curiosity that I want to leave people. Sometimes I want to leave them with more questions than answers. And so if you're that bit curious, if you hear a thought that you do not completely agree with, you've heard it from me. My basis of this is on scripture. And when I say scripture, I mean the Christian Bible. And so if you want to fact check not for the sake of spotting errants or erroneous claims, not for the sake of having a rebuttal, but curiosity for curiosity's sake, then yeah, you most likely find the answers there for where my knowledge is insufficient, or where my words are insufficient. You find the answers there. So yeah, this is a sequel to what was the last episode. So the last episode I talked about identity, and like I said our identity is eternal. This episode I want to talk about the mirage of identity, or what I would like to call the illusion of identity. And I'll start off with a daring statement. Identity is elusive. Or rather, the way we think of identity, or what we think identity is, isn't what it is. So our idea of identity is a mirage. It's elusive. It's a facade. It's non-existent. It's all smokes and mirrors. I think that's the expression. It's day. Do you get? Do you understand? Oh, then, oh my God. I was just getting a hang of this identity conversation. Now you're confusing me. Okay, breathe, chill. Let's talk about it. I said last time that our identity is eternal. The reason I said it is because I draw my inference from the book of Genesis. Now, in Genesis, God says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The earth was without form and void. You know the intro to the book of Genesis if you're Christian. Now, after God does this magnificent work of creation, creating the heavens, the constellations, the heavenly bodies, creating what is on the earth, the greeneries of the trees and the grass, the blues of the sea and the sky, the fishes that swim in it, the animals that prowl on the earth, even the microscopic organisms, everything. After building this habitable ecosystem, he looks inward and says, God says to God, and God says to God. God in three persons, Blessed Trinity, says, let us make man in our image. Underline that. Let us make man in our image. Underline. After our likeness. Underline. Our likeness in our image. Underline those words. Do you see where I'm going with this? If you see, thank you. If you don't, walk with me. Now, after it says that, it says, and God created man. He created man. So, out of all of the organisms, when he was creating them, he says, he goes, dust, come here, mold like Play-Doh, or mold like it's a pottery class, and boom, skadoosh, the animals come to life. And then when it comes to man, he molds this figure, and instead of just going skadoosh, he says, take it there. He breathes into his nostrils. So the question I would ask you is, who was the first man? Oh, it's Adam. No, not his name. Like, who was he? What was his identity? Before the fall or anything that we know about Adam, was one thing Adam was. And that is the one thing that all of us are, even after we're out of here. That one thing is the image of God. Yes, and when I say all of us, I don't just mean Christian. I mean every single person, every single of the 8 billion people roaming this planet, every single one. And to that regard, our identity is eternal. Because think about it. I talked about how in the last episode that all the things that we do and all the roles that we occupy do not define who we are. Because if you strip down everything, I don't want to be a harbinger of doom, but if you took away all of your family members, you took away all of your loved ones, all your friends, everybody, you took all of them away, all the things you love, all the places you love, you took everything away, and you were the only person on the earth. You say, oh, I'm the last man on the earth. You took away the earth. Pardon my exaggeration. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. If you took away every single thing, what would you be left with? Do you become philosophical and say, I am nothing, I exist in nothing, I have become nothing? Brother, please. At your fundamental, you're a child of God. You're the image You're created in the image and the likeness of God. So you are the essence of God. You were created from what makes God God. You're created from the essence of God. And so why it is eternal is because God is eternal. If you can take God away, then yes. If you can delete God, then I can conclude with you that there's a crisis of identity. I can agree with you that we are nothing. But you can't take God away. God is forever. I mean, forever is a freakishly long time. Our brains can't properly quantify. I say quantify. Can't properly quantify the extent of forever. And even if we could, we would go insane thinking about how massive it is. As massive as forever and God is, that's how massive our identity is. And so our identity is elusive because we've been sold this almost hedonistic idea. For some reason, I like using that word when I want to sound so posh and big. Oh my goodness. Don't mind me. We've been sold this self-serving idea that we have to discover our identity. Discover, okay. You have to find yourself, become your authentic self. Chief, your authentic self is the image of God. I'm in my self-care era. I love that for you. And I'm not being sarcastic, I promise. I love it for you. Self-care. I'm all for self-care. Take care of your mental health, take care of your physical health, your emotional health. Take care of everything that concerns you. If you want to glow up, you want to cut your hair, you want to trim your beard for those that are not princesses like me, you want to manicure you want to do a mani and pedi, you want to have you want to go the blowout route, maybe cut curtain bangs, you want to get new wig sets, you want to get new weaves, you want to get a new install, maybe paint your nails or fix nails, you want to ransack, buy new clothes, either brand new, thrifted, whatever it is you want to do. Hey, as long as you're doing it responsibly. Self-care. I'm all for self-care. I'm all for it. However, I want you to understand that discovery that you think you're doing with your self-care is non-existent. You don't discover. The same with, you don't discover your purpose. Your purpose is revealed to you. I'm going to hammer on the topic of purpose for the rest of my life. Because we've been sold a pseudo idea of purpose. I mean, don't get me wrong, the intention may be pure, but the idea has been corrupted. Because our purpose is to live for Christ and to make Him known. That is our purpose. So when people talk about your purpose being, to serve humanity, that's all cool. That's beautiful. It's all peaches and roses. It's all fantastic. Is it philanthropy? You want to go the philanthropic route? That's amazing. I'm proud of you. When it comes down to it, in the grand scheme of things, that's not your purpose, man. Your purpose is first to live for Christ, to know Christ. And so, if you're serving humanity, it may seem like I'm coming against philanthropy or charitable work. The Bible actually recommends that we be charitable. Give food to the people, to the orphans, to widows. The Bible actually recommends charitable acts. It actually instructs, not recommends. Oh, excuse me. Oh, my food is trying to come back up. I apologize for the imagery. Yeah. The Bible actually instructs charitable acts. So the Bible is not against it. Again, I will say, when it comes down to it in the grand scheme of things, that is not our purpose. It is beautiful, it is dutiful, it is pleasing to God, but it is not our purpose. The purpose is first to serve God before you serve humanity. So, in this, I'm just going to keep it a buck. And I think I have, with the story time I did in the last episode, I think I have, in a way, satisfied your curiosity. And if I haven't, I hope that I've made you curious enough to want to learn more. Read the Bible. It's replete with knowledge about who you are. And who you are is a child of God. Alright? Thank you for listening. I'll see you on the next episode. By the way, I think you should subscribe. I think you should leave us a rating. Please, Ejo, Bikokwano, leave us a rating. Share this with people you think would need this, and yeah, you'll absolutely make my day. Thank you for listening. Do have a blessed one. Flip the switch and illuminate. God bless you.